So confirmation and the advising bank, we will see, should an advising bank add its confirmation to a credit even if that credit is not restricted to the advising bank or for negotiation? So what will be your answer of this question? We all are banker. We have received one LC. We are an advising bank, and it has been said that confirmation may add. Okay, so but LC is not restricted to us whether we will add the confirmation or not.
No, sir. Will not add.
No.
Okay. Any more?
If I'm comfortable with all the terms and conditions, yes. If I want to, I will go ahead and add the confirmation. Because
Okay.
there is no restriction on that.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We may add, sir. If the confirming bank wants, they may add.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
it can be added through any other bank also. Any other bank can also
No,
add.
you cannot. I mean, you do not have any authority to pass that confirmation to any other bank. We have already discussed that. That rights vested only with the LC issuing bank, whether they want to have confirmation from any other bank. We do not have as an advising bank. Let us go ahead and see what should be the course of action in this. But question, you people have understood now what is the question?
Yes.
Okay. The simple answer is yes. Should an advising bank add its confirmation to a credit even if that credit is not restricted to the advising bank? So purpose is whether it is restricted or not related to that. Obviously, call has to be taken by the advising bank. But if other things are okay, so if only concern is that LC is restricted to the advising bank or not, if that is the main issue, we can say that simple answer is yes. We will see. However, before adding its confirmation, the confirming bank should satisfy itself about the nature of the obligation it would be taking upon itself and the manner in which it may be reimbursed. This definitely has to be taken care of, even if that LC is restricted to us. Okay. Obviously, that how I'll be reimbursed and what is the obligation I will be having as a confirming bank, that needs to be discussed or assessed prior to say yes to the LC confirmation. While adding its confirmation, the bank may add any endorsement it consider necessary. For example, our confirmation is valid only if credit complying documents are presented at our counter within the presentation period. So, LC is not restricted to us. This is the counter of that. So I have added the confirmation, but I have put one condition that our confirmation is valid only if credit complying documents are presented at this is not this is our counter within the presentation period. So I'm restricting indirectly to the beneficiary that you need to present the documents to us, only then our confirmation will be okay. When a confirming bank negotiates, it does so without recourse basis, that is as per UCP 8A2. This provision, payment without recourse, remains valid even if the issuing bank later claims that the documents forwarded to it by the confirming bank contain discrepancies. So as a confirming bank, if we have found that documents are compliant one and we have negotiated, that will be the without recourse basis. And we will not come back to the beneficiary that no, LC issuing bank has raised this query and documents are discrepant, so give me back the money. No, in case of confirming bank, usually it doesn't happen. It will be without recourse to the beneficiary.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you explain without recourse and with recourse, sir?
So with recourse means in case I don't get the money from LC issuing bank, I can go back to the beneficiary that because I have given you the money, right? So I have to get the money from LC issuing bank because LC is irrevocable undertaking given by the LC issuing bank. So what if there is a discrepancy is the documents which I was not able to find out during negotiation, and LC issuing bank has raised the valid discrepancies. So obviously discrepancy is there, so they are not bound to honor the commitment. So LC issuing bank may refuse to give me the money. So I have already given the money to the beneficiary. So giving this money to the beneficiary, I can do that with recourse basis and without recourse basis. With recourse basis means if I don't get the money from LC issuing bank, I have the right to recover this money from the beneficiary, whatever money. Okay. And without recourse basis means I do not have any recourse to the beneficiary, means I cannot go back to the beneficiary and ask him that since I have not got the money from LC issuing bank, you need to give me the money back. So without recourse basis, I will not be able to exercise this right. So we need to be careful while adding the confirmation. That is the risk involved in confirmation, that in case something goes wrong, and if we say that documents are complying one and we have given the money to the beneficiary and somehow LC issuing bank finds that documents are not complying, they may refuse to honor the commitment. So I will not get the money from LC issuing bank, but I have already given the money to the beneficiary and I have not got the right to recover also, because this transaction was done under without recourse basis. Clear? So with recourse means I can go back to the beneficiary and say, give me the money. Without recourse, I cannot go back to beneficiary and say that my money, I have not received the money, give me the money. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next we will see credit.
So one question on the confirmation. What is silent confirmation? Does it mean the may add?
Swati, we will cover. Let's see.
Oh, sorry.
We will see. So whatever I have thought that this type of topics may come, I have covered in this presentation. So it will go too long. I mean, okay. So we need to have patience. Maybe all of the questions will be answered, but it may happen that I mean some questions are not answered. But I am there to help you out, and I will try to answer all the questions. Not to worry. Okay. So now we will see credit available by payment or negotiation. So credit available by payment and by negotiation are not quite the same, although the difference is rarely recognized in practice. Okay, sometimes we feel that this is nothing but a payment and negotiation same. Dono mein to paisa na, we usually beneficiary get upfront, but that is not the same. Where a credit is available by payment, the nominated bank should be able to either debit on account of the issuing bank in its book, or the credit should provide for a reimbursing bank. So if it is available by payment, okay, negotiation may be defined as an act of purchase of giving value of making funds available by the nominated bank by way of an advance against draft and or documents under a complying presentation. The advance is subject to reimbursement by the issuing bank. Simply put, all credits where the nominated bank is not the drawing bank may be termed as credit available by negotiation with the nominated bank. That question somebody had asked in our Telegram group. Now, this is the answer for that. We will go into deep. This is the statement. You just have to understand this. If any challenge is there, we will explain one by one. So we will see availability. So this is very interesting topics. Literally, I have especially prepared these topics for all of you because this question was asked in our Telegram group. So I thought each and every member should get the clarity. What is availability? Two words are there. Let us see. Credits are issued to enable a beneficiary to present documents to a bank and obtain funds as early as possible. This helps to the beneficiary's cash flow. UCP gives the issuing bank the right to stipulate in the credit which bank or banks are available to the beneficiary for presentation of complying documents for the purpose of side payment, deferred payment, acceptance, negotiation, or for honor. This is known as availability of a credit, introduced through UCP 600, Article 6, titled. This entire article is there for availability, expiry date, and place of presentation. SWIFT field number 41A of MT 700 defines as available with bank name and by, carries two distinct implications. So availability, we need to understand here carefully. You listen to me, and if any challenges is there, we will discuss it. So this SWIFT field number 41A of MT 700. MT 700 is nothing but a LC opening format as per SWIFT. So there we have got this field number 41A. It says that field is available with by . So we need to see what available with means what. When this is completed, it identifies the banks authorized for presentation to. Therefore, the utilization, that is as per UCP Article 6A of a credit, that is a credit must state the bank with which it is available, or whether it is available with any bank. Credit available with a nominated bank is also available with the issuing bank. So this needs to be understood when we say that available with X bank means what we are saying, that documents has to be presented to the X bank. Simple, no confusion. So LC available with ICICI Bank or LC available with State Bank of India Mumbai branch. That means documents has to be presented to SBI Mumbai branch. So where that documents has to be presented, that branch name will come, or that country name will come, or that state name will come, or city name will come when it is mentioned available with XYZ. We will see in detail also. And another is available by. So available with, we have discussed, with means where documents has to be presented. And available by means this indicates the manner of a credit utilization. That is whether it is a side payment, it is a deferred payment, or it is a acceptance or negotiation. So these are the four things we know: side payment, deferred payment, acceptance, or negotiation. So available by side payment, or available by deferred payment, or available by acceptance, or available by negotiation. These are the four things we can write in this field. So available with and available by. These are the two words we need to understand very carefully. So available with means, we will see what does that means. Available with means, as per UCP Article 6.A of UCP required the issuing bank to nominate the banks at whose counter the credit is to be available. The issuing bank may nominate one or more banks, specify the geographical reason for the credit's availability separately or in conjunction. If no bank is specifically nominated, then the credit is said to be freely available with any bank anywhere in the world. Example we will see, we will understand that. Available with any bank, ... That is available with any bank in India, or available with any bank in China or Delhi or California, etc. This could be one type of example. Another could be bank name, available with State Bank of India, available with SDFC. So here reason is not there, geographical reason is not there. In example one, available with any bank. So bank is not there, but reason is there: India, China, Delhi, city is there, California. But in case of second example, reason is open, but XYZ, SBI, it says SBI means SBI. We can restrict or available with XYZ in India, or SBI in India, or ICICI Bank in China, or ICICI Bank in Delhi, or SDFC Bank in Delhi. We can write like that also. So what we want to do, it will be more restricted. For example, ICICI Bank Delhi means not only the bank I have restricted, but also the city, so that beneficiary can submit the documents to that particular city and that particular bank only. So available at our counter, sometimes this wording will be there, and sometimes it will be like that: on presentation of complying documents to us, we shall. So basically fourth and fifth is same thing. We need to understand first, second, and third. Let us see and explain this example. So in example one, credits availability is geographically restricted to a specific country or city. For example, India, China, Delhi, California, available with any bank, but geographically we have restricted country, Delhi or California city also. In example 2, credit availability is with a named bank. Reason is not there. So any bank, we can say SBI, available with ICICI, without mentioning the geography of that particular bank's location. In third case, credit is available with a named bank located in a particular named region. Just example we had taken that ICICI Bank Delhi. So bank is also there and location is also there. So we have restricted both. In case of fourth and fifth, credit is available only with the issuing bank. If this line is there, available at our counters, mean whose counters? LC issuing bank counters, and on presentation of complying documents to us, we shall honor or whatever. That is, I mean, this means that credit is available with only with issuing bank. So understand this concept. This is important. I mean, sometimes people get confused that what does it mean? I mean, so whenever this wording will be there, accordingly question will be formed in the exam. So we can answer it if we are properly understood this concept that available with. We have yet to cover available by. There are two words, with and by. With means where to present the documents. For that, these are the explanation. Apart from above, a credit available with a nominated bank continues to be available also with and at the location of the issuing bank. This is the as per UCP that always 6.D.2 that LC is I mean continue to be available with the issuing bank. That is obvious. So this is related to availability with, available with. We will see available by. So Article 6.B says a credit must state whether it is available by side payment, deferred payment, acceptance, or negotiation. So these are the four things we need to see. These are the payment terms. So how payment will be made? So first, available with was where to present the documents, and by means any of the four. How to make the payment, how this beneficiary will get the payment. The definition of availability hinges on the three important parameters. The nature of the draft itself, whether it is a documents against payment or acceptance. Yes, side payment, I mean side, we have already discussed that. And in case of non-side bill, I mean that will be deferred payment or acceptance it will be. Next is drawee as is stated in the credit. Yes, who is the drawee? That is important. That will decide that it will be a acceptance or negotiation. The bank with which the credit is available. So that is also critical. So these all factors will have this impact whether what type of payment mechanism we are going to put in LC. So honor means, we will see now, side payment. In case of side payment, to pay at side if the credit is available by side payment. So first we will discuss three important things, that is side payment, deferred payment, and acceptance. We will separately cover negotiation. So LC can be available by side payment, deferred payment, acceptance, or negotiation. These are the four types of, I mean, availability as far as LC is concerned. And within that, if we exclude negotiation, there will be only three. That is side payment, deferred payment, and acceptance. So LC can be available by side payment, available by deferred payment, available by acceptance. So what does that mean? Usually we say this word that LC issuing bank will honor the commitment as per the LC terms if documents are complying. So what does this honor means? Honor means issuing bank will pay, or any bank, I mean honor means to pay at side if the credit is available by side payment, or to incur a deferred payment undertaking and pay at maturity if the credit is available by deferred payment. And honor means to accept a bill of exchange, that is draft, drawn by the beneficiary and pay at maturity if the credit is available by acceptance. So honor means these three type of payment terms we have already covered: side payment, deferred payment, and acceptance. So we will see one by one what is side payment. So if credit is available by side payment, where a credit is available by side payment, that is side credit with, say for example, bank X. If this wording is there, that means what are the things usually a beneficiary has to submit? Obviously, a side draft must necessarily accompany a presentation, and the side draft must drawn on the bank with which the credit is said to be available. For example, in this case, it is a X bank, so the side draft to be drawn on X bank because it is a side payment. LC is available by side payment. So these are the basic thing usually LC will have. And as a Benny, obviously we will submit the entire shipping documents. Along with that, we need to submit side draft drawn on the bank where this LC is available. We have said, or we have assumed that X bank is there. So LC will be, side draft will be drawn on the bank that is X bank. So for payment of credit available by side payment. So payment at side with a nominated bank means that when the nominated bank determines that a presentation made to it is complying, it may honor by paying the beneficiary. To be reimbursed, the nominated bank must forward the documents to the issuing bank or confirming bank if any. Nominated bank would be reimbursed by the issuing bank when documents are found compliant. So in case LC is available by side payment and beneficiary has submitted entire set of documents to X bank finds that they have got the draft drawn on X bank on side basis. So they will forward the documents to the LC issuing bank to get the payment on side basis. If the nominated bank is also a confirming bank, it must pay the beneficiary at side for a complying presentation. Yes, if that bank, X bank, has added the confirmation, he will honor the commitment. That means they will pay this LC on side basis. Okay, so we have seen the definition of honor. So they will honor and they will pay the complying presentation. Unless the nominated bank is a confirming bank, it has no obligation to pay the beneficiary at side for a complying presentation and may forward the documents to the issuing bank or confirming bank, if any, for payment. So this is LC when available with the side payment. When credit available by deferred payment, in this case, if a credit is available with a nominated bank by deferred payment, the nominated bank may honor by incurring a deferred payment undertaking for a complying presentation. By incurring a deferred payment undertaking, the nominated bank undertakes to pay the beneficiary at maturity. The deferred payment undertaking of a nominated bank ought to be expressly communicated. No draft is needed in this case. So draft requirement is not there in case of deferred payment. The nominated bank may prepay its deferred payment undertaking if the beneficiary so requests. To be reimbursed, the nominated bank must forward the documents to the issuing bank or confirming bank, if any. So it is the discretionary of the nominated bank whether they pay this undertaking or not, because it is not the base, the LC is not available by negotiation. So it is a discretionary, they may prepay. If the nominated bank is also a confirming bank, a deferred payment undertaking is incurred when a complying presentation is made and the confirming bank must pay at maturity. Although not mentioned in UCP 600, honor of a deferred payment credit by the nominated bank is logically on without recourse basis to the beneficiary, because by incurring a deferred payment undertaking, the nominated bank has an obligation to pay at maturity independent of the issuing bank's undertaking. So it is nowhere mentioned in the UCP. This is other than that, it is not mentioned in the UCP. We need to be very clear that what type of question comes in exam. Whatever statement has been mentioned here right now, it is not covered in UCP, but logically, this honor of a deferred payment should be without recourse basis, because when a bank incur deferred payment undertaking, that means that nominated bank has an obligation to pay at maturity. That is not linked with the issuing bank's undertaking under the LC, because this nominated bank has separately given this undertaking to the beneficiary. Next, we will see last one, credit available by acceptance. Where the credit is available by acceptance and acceptance credit, the requirement are that and usance draft must accompany the shipping documents. The draft must be drawn on the bank with which the credit is made available by acceptance. If credit is freely available, the draft should be drawn on the bank on double it is written, should be drawn on the bank to which presentation is intended to be made. So if a credit is available with a nominated bank by acceptance, the nominated bank may honor by accepting a draft drawn on it for a complying presentation. By accepting a draft, the nominated bank undertakes to pay the beneficiary at maturity. Before accepting the draft, the nominated bank has to be careful to examine the presentation to determine that it is complying with the credit or not, as acceptance of a draft represents an unconditional and irrevocable promise by the drawee or acceptor to pay. So when LC is available by acceptance and that bank who is nominated is accepting that draft, he has to go through the documents and see that documents are complying. Moment they feel that documents are complying one and they accept the draft drawn on them, in that case, what will happen that due date, when due date will come, they have to make the payment to the beneficiary. So these are the three types of available by site, available by deferred payment, available by acceptance we have seen. We will see now fourth type, that is available by negotiation. Sorry, we will continue with that only, acceptance. Having accepted a draft, the nominated bank or drawee may prepay or purchase its own accepted draft if the beneficiary so requests. So it is a discretionary, I mean, they may prepay. To be reimbursed, the nominated bank must forward the documents to the issuing bank or confirming bank, if any. Honor of a credit available by acceptance is without recourse to the beneficiary, regardless. This is also, this line I am reading here or I am telling, that is not mentioned in UCP. We need to be careful. I have not mentioned here that the UCP doesn't talk about that, but there is no mention of this line in UCP. So depend on the question, we need to suitably answer it. Honor of a credit available by acceptance is without recourse to the beneficiary, regardless of whether the nominated bank that honored it is a confirming bank. This is because it honors by accepting a draft drawn on itself and thus incurs its own independent payment obligation under the draft. This is apart from other undertaking which LC issuing bank has already given to the beneficiary. So therefore, usually it says that if you have accepted the draft, that is basically should be without recourse basis, but it is not mentioned in the UCP. If the nominated bank is also a confirming bank, a complying presentation made to it obligates the bank to honor and it must pay at maturity. So if that bank is nominated, bank is basically confirming bank, then I mean, they have to honor moment it comes. When the draft is drawn on the issuing bank or reimbursing bank, and if the credit is available with the bank other than the issuing bank, that is with a nominated bank, the credit is said to be available by negotiation with the nominated bank. So, I mean, there was a question in this Telegram group on whom this draft to be drawn and all those. Very simple. In case of acceptance, I mean, draft to be drawn on the nominated bank. In case of negotiation, draft will be drawn on the issuing bank or reimbursing bank in case of negotiation. Simple. Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So that is the, I mean, so depend on the nature of the LC, we need to accept the draft. Simple. If that LC says that available by negotiation, so I cannot accept draft on us. I mean, because I am a nominated bank who is going to negotiate that. So negotiation is not possible when draft is drawn on us. Okay. So in case LC is available by acceptance, yes, draft has to be drawn by me on me only. Okay. So credit available by acceptance would require that a usance or time draft to be drawn only on the nominated bank or the issuing bank, not on the applicant. This is as per UCP 6.C. So all these things, I mean, various permutation combinations are there, statements are there. question may ask from anything. I mean, they can jumble it, they can put one statement, they can ask something. We need to understand the logic behind each and every statement that, okay, I mean, they can make twist of that question. We will see now negotiation. So three things we have already seen: side payment, deferred payment, and by acceptance. So now by negotiation, we will see if LC is available by negotiation. If a credit is available with a nominated bank by negotiation, the nominated bank may negotiate a complying presentation. As per UCP Article 2 has defined negotiation as purchase of drafts and or documents under a complying presentation before the reimbursement is due to the nominated bank from the issuing bank. The drafts must be drawn on a bank other than the nominated bank, and this differentiates negotiation from acceptance. That is very clearly, I have mentioned that draft must be drawn on a bank other than the nominated bank in case of negotiation. And this is the basic difference between the acceptance and negotiation. Purchases or by or may be by way of the nominated bank agreeing in advance, in effect, undertaking to advance funds to the beneficiary on or before the date that reimbursement is due from the issuing bank, which implies that the nominated bank ought to effect payment to the beneficiary using the nominated bank's own fund. To be reimbursed, the nominated bank must forward the documents to the issuing bank or confirming bank, if any. So negotiation means due date has not come. Due date is, even if it is a site, I mean, documents has to travel to the LC issuing bank, and then everything is complying one, they will make the payment. But as a negotiation, I can, since that due date is later on, I can give the money to the beneficiary from my own pockets, from the bank's pocket. So that is basically negotiation. In case of this deferred payment, or you can say that acceptance, that is not needed. But in case negotiation, definitely, I mean, I have the rights which is given by the LC issuing bank that I can give the money to the beneficiary if documents are complying one. It should be noted that the drafts are not mandatory for credits available by negotiation, and the ICC has published guidance to discourage the use of the drafts for documentary credit. So we need to understand that we sometimes think that negotiation word is there, that means draft has to be there. Usually we say that draft to be drawn on the other than that, what you call it, nominated bank. But it is not necessary, it is not mandatory. But yes, if it is a part of LC, we have to comply with the LC terms and conditions. That has to be clearly understood. Okay. In simple terms, if that is at all possible, negotiation means payment of proceeds under a credit against presentation of complying documents by a nominated bank, that is not the drawee or the issuing bank. Simple. Draft is not needed, but yes, if LC has that stipulation that draft has to be submitted, then definitely it has to be drawn on the bank other than the negotiating bank. But it is not necessary to have draft, then only I can do the negotiation. No, because that we have seen that the word it was saying that here as purchase of draft and or documents under a complying presentation. The word is complying presentation only. So if compliant documents are there, I may be able to negotiate that. If the nominated bank is also a confirming bank, it must negotiate without recourse a complying presentation. That is obvious. If the draft is drawn on a nominated or the issuing bank, it being the drawee, the concerned bank can only honor or pay. Such a bank can never negotiate. If draft is drawn on that particular bank, that cannot negotiate. Hence, an issuing bank pays or honor, it never negotiate. Is it clear, this line? Because
Yes, sir.
all the drafts are basically what we say that in case of negotiation, draft should be drawn on the issuing bank or reimbursing bank. Okay, then only I can negotiate. So if draft is drawn on me, I will not be able to negotiate. What I can do basically, I can honor the commitment now. Okay. So this was the whole thing about LC available with means where to present the documents, and available by. By means 4 things: side payment, deferred payment, acceptance, and negotiation. So Swati was telling this silent confirmation. We will go through quickly. We have a
Yes.
lot of things to cover. I mean, yet to finish 10% of my slides. You know it. Even if field 49 says without, this is what we have seen now. That NT 700, which is the LC format. There we have got 49. There we have to mention that confirmation, or you can say may add or without. Even if without word is mentioned, advising bank may still confirm the credit in consultation with the beneficiary. This is known as silent confirmation. What does this mean? It means that even if LC issuing bank has not requested or not authorized me to add the confirmation, despite that I'm going to add the confirmation. That means officially I cannot do that. As per UCP, I cannot do that. And for your information, this silent confirmation word is not there in UCP. Let it be very clear and careful, okay? So question when comes, we need to be careful. As per UCP question is asking, or normal practice they are asking. Practice, yes, silent confirmation is a common word, but in UCP, there is no word such as silent confirmation, because UCP doesn't allow. UCP says that unless LC issuing bank has requested, you cannot confirm the LC. But here what we are saying that even if that word without is there, advising bank may still confirm the credit in consultation with beneficiary. The word is with beneficiary, consultation with beneficiary, not in consultation with the LC issuing bank. So it is outside the purview of UCP 600. Silent confirmation is an arrangement exclusively between the nominated bank and the beneficiary. Though not covered under UCP 600, but it is an obligation similar in nature to that a confirming bank to honor or negotiate a complying presentation. But remember, a silent confirmation is not advised to the issuing bank. Since issuing bank has not given mandate, it has said that no need to add the confirmation without what they have mentioned. So we need not have to advise issuing bank that we have added the confirmation. So silent confirmation should not be advised to the LC issuing bank. It does not affect the terms of the original LC. Yes, original LC will remain. In fact, advising is LC issuing bank will not even come to know that some bank has added confirmation. Okay, the LC issuing bank's obligation to the nominated bank or negotiating bank under UCP. LC issuing bank will just go ahead as per original LC. The arrangement is outside the terms of the LC, Article 8 of UCP, or the scope of UCP as a whole, especially Article 7 and 8. So all these articles of UCP or credit itself, this arrangement is beyond that. Therefore, extending silent confirmation to the beneficiary creates greater risk for the nominated bank as against giving an authorized confirmation under Article 8 of UCP. Because we have not advised, we have not been authorized by the LC issuing bank to add the confirmation. Despite that, we have gone ahead and added the confirmation. So in case the whatever protection is available under UCP is not right now available to me, because LC issuing bank has not said, or they had not told to add the confirmation. So it is not covered under UCP. So we can say that silent confirmation is basically creates greater risk compared to normal confirmation.